4 years ago, I made a video that released on the 29th of February about leap years and my reflections about them. And there's a link in the description below if you want to watch that full thing. Look at that beard. It's a bit different than now. And I wanted to make another one because it's been 4 years. It's a leap year. We've got the leap day coming up, and I've got some thoughts that I wanted to share, and also some plants that I showed in, well, one plant in particular that I showed in that video that I want to show you an update, and I wanted to have a bit of a chat. So this is going to be a bit different kind of video. We'll be back to our usual things in the next one, but I hope you will sit back, relax, and enjoy this kind of conversational vlog style video. So leap years, they almost happen every 4 years. They happen in years that are evenly divisible by 4, but not 100 unless it's 400. You know, essentially every 4 years. 2100 won't be a leap year, but we've got a while until then. Otherwise, yeah, every 4 years, thereabouts. So we have leap years, you know, because the Earth doesn't care about our calendar. Actually, I've made a video on That's Pretty Cool. If you want to see me go into that, there's a link in the description below, because I'm not going to talk about, you know, the mechanics of leap year anymore today. I'm going to talk about goals and also watching growth over time, which I think is just one of the most beautiful things and one of the reasons why I have this YouTube channel. So 4 years is a fairly significant amount of time. You know, thinking back to our last leap year, 2020, that was very different. And when I made my last video, that was before the pandemic had begun. Didn't really know what kind of couple of years we were in for. It wasn't that long ago, but it was a significant amount of time ago. So, you know, that long ago, you know, TikTok was becoming to be a thing. I was on YouTube making Scott Grows an Avocado tree videos. I had less than 1,000 subscribers at that point in time. I now have over 22,000 subscribers, which I am really thrilled by. Things change in that amount of time. And I'm noticing, you know, I am now in my late 20s as opposed to my early 20s. Or I'm 27 at the moment, so, you know, mid-late 20s, I don't know. And I'm noticing that things seem to change a little less fast. You know, in the last video that I made about leap years, I talked about how I have finished university, I've moved out of home, I've gotten married, I've started my love for gardening. So 4 years ago, I wasn't doing any of this. I haven't changed as significantly this last 4 years. I'm a little more established in my career. I've taken on positions of leadership there. I've run marathons. I've started a number of YouTube channels, maybe too many, some might say. I really enjoy it. And I bought a house. I don't have as much space for gardening. I'm in my small garden at the moment. Still got plenty of avocado trees, but I've really pivoted towards indoor plants, which I've really enjoyed. And I think keeping plants, and just generally, I like to be intentional, and I like to live with intention, because the decisions we make day to day impact how we live our lives. Annie Dillard, the author, once wrote, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. And it's important, I think, to be intentional about that and think about what you want to do in the future. And plants are a great way that I think about that, because, of course, setting up plants, setting up fruit trees is not a short-term thing. You know, it's going to take many years. I talked about in the last video that the trees that I had now wouldn't be flowering or fruiting in the next leap year, and that is true. You know, by the next leap year, it's possible that some of my avocado trees might be getting close to fruiting, which is very exciting. I'm going to show you one in a minute, which is, and actually it's off just off to the side here, it's out of frame, but I'll give you a bit of a look at that in a moment, which is, you know, getting quite big, looking quite mature. It's got some bark on it now, and it's doing really well. So I think, you know, it's important to have goals about what you want to do with different things, with plants and other things in our lives. I love seeing before and afters after something has gone through a lot of growth. And in fact, I've got a number of different video projects that I'm working on at the moment, which are kind of year-long projects where I try to make something better. And I can't make a video in one sitting with that, because I want to wrap it all up in a package that you can kind of see the growth that a plant has gone through. That's still a ways off. All of those multiple videos are still a ways off from being ready to share. But one of the things that I love about this channel is that I get to document the growth of an avocado trees from seed to the point of bearing fruit. Like that's kind of my whole thing on this channel. And along the way, we learn things. You know, I've learned a lot on this channel, which I love sharing with you. And it's all very interesting and beautiful watching these things grow. So let me show you the tree that I shared in my last video. So this is it. It's you know, it's not a bad size. It's looking good. It was a couple of years old. And now let me show you that tree today. So this is that tree. And you can't see the whole thing there because it's out of frame. I'm gonna have to readjust the camera. Hold on. Now, it's about as tall as I am now, which is very exciting. It's got a couple of branches, like the last 3 years, it's really put out a few more. There's one really low down here, but then it's got a few more coming out of the trunk here. It doesn't have a stake at all. Like this is fully supporting itself. Like it's looking really good and strong, and it really needs a repot as well. But we'll get to that probably over the next spring. It's looking really good, it's looking really healthy. No flowers yet. It's kind of 6 years old now. So I'm hoping that in the next 4 years, we might start getting some fruit out of this thing. This is not the one that I've been watching from seed. This is not the ones that we're looking at through Avocado Diaries. They're just behind me here, which they're 2 years old as well now. Let me pull one up. And I'm really excited to see what these do in the next 4 years as well. And it's nice to document these things. So let me take you on a quick trip as I look at just a couple other plants, because I love seeing these before and afters of what they were in 2020 versus what they are now in 2024. This is my Hartley philodendron in 2020, and this is my Hartley philodendron now. I have also made many propagations from this. It's all over the place. I've gifted it. I have it in my classroom. I have got multiple copies of it, propagations of this plant in my house. I think it's gorgeous. Look at that. It's still really, really quite thin at the top though. Should probably repot this with a couple others. Look at it. It's lovely. This is my Monstera Thai constellation in 2020, and this is my Monstera Thai constellation now. It won't fit in the frame. It's stunning. Check out those top leaves. Look at that. Gorgeous. I'm very pleased about this one. I'm not really sure what the point of this video is. I wanted to talk about how things change slowly over time, and I wanted to talk about how I find that just really beautiful. It's beautiful to be able to journey with these things. I think the journey is a fantastic process, and having an end goal in sight, working towards that, is a really lovely thing to do. We do that with our plants. We make sure we give them the right things. We have a vision for what we want a plant to be. We give it the things that it needs. We change things. We try different things. If they don't work, we try other things. We monitor that, and sometimes we share them. And one of the reasons why I love doing this channel is that I do get to share these kinds of things with you, and I enjoy going back and watching how things have changed as well. Looking at my Thai constellation in 2020 versus now. Like, it's just, look at how this plant has flourished under my care, and look at the beautiful thing that it's become. The next leap year is in 2028. That's in another 4 years' time. I don't know what this tree will look like. I have a prediction. It's going to be bigger. Maybe it'll bear fruit. Maybe it'll be close. Maybe it won't be there yet. Hopefully I'll be able to keep it alive. But, there's a possibility that it won't do very well. Hopefully it'll do well though. I don't know what life has in store for the next 4 years as well. I don't know what changes I'll go through, because we're always changing. We should always change, otherwise life gets very boring. And I don't know the kind of things that I'll do in that time. I've got some goals, some things that I won't share, because I think one of the things about having a goal is it's good to share with some people, but oversharing kind of gives you the same brain response as doing the thing. And I want to do the things that I have goals to do, creative projects and such I want to get done. So I'm not going to share specifically super broadly about the kind of things that I'd like to work on. But, it's good to have goals, and it's good to work towards them. So as we go into our next 4 years, I encourage you to set some goals and set some plant goals. And record them. You know, whether that's published publicly or if you just take photos and keep for yourself to watch how a plant changes over time. I think that the amount of growth that a plant can do in 4 years is amazing. Oftentimes, most plants do a fair bit of growing if kept under good conditions in 4 years. And it's lovely to be able to watch that back because we don't see it day to day. We don't see the growth, we don't see the change. And so recording these kind of things is really important. One of the reasons why I really like this YouTube channel is that I get to see my avocado trees in particularly growing slowly over time. You know, the avocado diaries plants that I've been growing, we started from seed in a fish tank and they're now onto their second pots and they're looking really good. They're not slowing down. I'll continue to upsize their pots annually at least, and I'm gonna keep watching them grow, which is a really exciting and rewarding experience for me, and I get to document that so that I can watch that back and you can watch that back. And I think that's a really just beautiful thing. I know I've used the term beautiful to describe growth a lot in this video, but it's something which I'm really excited about. Maybe that's just my personality. You know, I love teaching. I love seeing things change slowly over time. I love investing into things, and maybe that's just me. But I don't think it is. I think that's a human thing, that we like to see things change and grow. And we are reasonably good at looking to the future and setting things up well for the future. I think that's something that humans have been doing well for millennia. And we have lots of different ways of recording them now because we can take videos. And I think that's cool. So I was thinking of like setting up a hashtag. I don't think I will.
I changed my mind. Use hashtag leap year plants and then do it again in 2028 and 2032, if these social media platforms are still around. I don't know, try it.
But I think it's really cool to see side by side. So I'm gonna post on my Instagram a couple of side-by-side comparisons of plants from 2020 to now. And I encourage you to do a similar thing if you'd like. If you want to send them to me so I can see them, I would love to see that as well, because I think, you know, before and afters are always really cool. And especially when a plant's done well. And I'll acknowledge as well, sometimes things don't do well in 4 years. You know, sometimes the next 4 years won't be as good for your plants or for yourself. But I hope that we can make the next 4 years fantastic, even better than the last 4 years. Because, you know, the pandemic was an interesting time. Actually, I really enjoyed working from home and having lockdowns. I think that was cool. You know, I started running again. You know, I ran 2 marathons last year, partly thanks to being able to have some time where I wasn't able to do a lot of other things. So, you know, we can have blessings. I think I'm going to leave it there. I've done enough rambling for today. I hope that this all made sense. I didn't really script this one at all. I don't even have notes. Usually I have notes that I read off or refer back to. I just kind of watched my previous video earlier today and kind of just talked about that. I usually have much higher production quality videos on this channel, so if this is your first one, it's a strange one to click on, but I really appreciate you coming and you're just hearing some of my reasonably unfiltered thoughts about growth and how that's a really beautiful thing. And I hope that we can all continue to do that going forward. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to sharing more videos and pictures of growth of plants with you, and I'd love to see some of yours as well. Thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you're subscribed to Scott Grows an Avocado Tree if you would like to see that growth of avocado trees and other plant things. And if you enjoyed this video, you may enjoy my other ones, which are much more scripted. I make videos on That's Pretty Cool about topics and things that fill me with a sense of curiosity and wonder. I've got lots of things that I'm excited about that are coming up on that channel later this year, and as this year goes on, I'm really excited about the things that are going on there. So if you haven't checked that out, I would really love it if you did. It's kind of a space where I can talk about all the things that I would love to talk about on Scott Grows an Avocado Tree, but because it's about growing avocado trees, I kind of can't go too far from avocado trees and plants. So I'm going to talk about all kinds of things like historical mix-ups and misconceptions and trees and moons and other planets' moons and eels and flamingos, and I have a lot of fun. I am on Instagram as well at Scott Grows an Avocado Tree. Thank you once again for watching. Take care, and I will see you next time. I have a mosquito on me. Ooh, it's got blood on it.
It's another mosquito.
Ugh.
Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree. Scott grows an avocado tree.